It's food babe Vani Hari on how Maha moms are responding to the pic.
President Trump working to complete his team nominating Dr. Casey Means for Surgeon General. And Secretary RFK Jr. is in full support, telling Americans why she's the perfect pick to help advance the Maha movement. Listen.
She is a pregnant mom right now, so she has a touchstone with every mother in this country. How do we take care of our babies? How do we give them good milk? How do we make sure that their foods are not poisoning them? And she can tell that story.
Here to discuss is the food babe, Vani Hari. So great to have you on, Vani. So let's just get right to it. And by the way, welcome. The primary criticism here is that she did not complete her residency. And so as a result, her medical license is inactive. And so some people are saying that's disqualifying because she doesn't have that. You say it's not. So why don't you explain?
Yeah, this is the basis of her entire journey and her story. It was absolutely courageous to leave such a prestigious career as a surgeon in the last moments of her residency and say, I am not healing patients. I am not making my patients better. There's got to be a different way on how I can heal my patients. The medical system isn't incentivized for me to solve their problems and look at root cause. I need to do something different. And this was the crux of an amazing Senate roundtable that took place last September, where we talked about what was wrong with the American medical system, how we are spending more on healthcare, but our health outcomes are getting worse. We're having more heart disease, more diabetes, and more cancer. And her incredible testimony electrified the room. And I was there that day. And let me just tell you, I have witnessed how brave this woman is. Just moments before that Senate roundtable, I was in close quarters with the senators who were putting that event on, and we were sitting there discussing our testimonies. And there was some apprehension about naming names and naming the corporations that are responsible for letting this happen. And thankfully, Dr. Casey Means bravely came to and eloquently convinced the senator that day that we should be able to go into that Senate roundtable and tell the truth. And without her courageous voice, I would have had to go home. I wouldn't have been able to tell the truth about how American companies are poisoning us with ingredients they don't use in other countries. That day, we were able to give the Americans the facts, and that roundtable saw hundreds of millions of views and sparked a movement, sparked the Maha movement that I am so thankful to be part of. And I just have to say this. I am so thankful for President Trump for nominating her as Surgeon General, because she's really going to change the world and change the trajectory of the rise of chronic disease in this country.
Well, Bonnie, you make a great point. We've had, doctors in this position for many administrations. They've had all the credentials, all the licenses up to date, and yet we saw these statistics get increasingly worse. So very quickly, what is her platform? You've talked to her, you know her. What does she plan to do? What top line stuff here?
Yeah, she wants everybody to become their own CEO of their own health. And I really resonate with this because for so long, when I was looking for answers to my ailments, the doctors kept putting me on prescription drugs. They told me I needed to take an organ out of my body that I didn't need. They kept trying to basically they were it's really personal because I saw what was so wrong with the medical system, with my own body, and the root cause was actually what I was eating. The fact that Americans are eating over 70% ultra processed food, that we eat more ultra processed food than every other developing nation, and we have the worst life expectancy compared to those developing nations. And she wants to look at the root cause and give parents and moms and dads and all Americans the truth about what we're eating, and so that they can make lifestyle changes that can be extremely impactful to their bodies.
Yeah, well, food can heal. Food can kill, especially if it's not real food and it's toxic and chemicals and all those things. I'm really encouraged by what you have to say, and I love all the things that you do on your own platform. I'm looking forward to this new way of looking at health that Bobby Kennedy and together with Casey, we might be able to get finally some breakthroughs on these health issues that have been I think, hurting Americans and especially our children for a long time. Vani Hari, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.